Okay, here we go. So again, assuming that you have copied the SoundDriver file here, right, and pasted it into your utilities package, just like we did with GDB5. Now we're going to go to our breakout class, and you don't really have to import it right away. You can just kind of do what we typically do with any class, is just kind of create an instance of the class, and then Eclipse is going to throw an error at us, and we can sort of fix it. I think I should have already extended or imported it. I've already imported it. So when you do this, you're going to get an error message, but when you click on it, it's going to tell you that you need to import utilities, SoundDriver, etc. Okay. So we declare that we're going to have an instance of this object sort of thing. And this object takes a string array argument. You can call it whatever you want, but it's essentially the names of the sound files that you're going to be using, right? So I'm just going to put one object in that array right now. And then to populate the array, you're going to just say like something like file names index 0 equals the name of your file name. But you can't do that here, and you don't want to do that in the main method. So it's a little tricky, but what we really need now is we need a constructor. And so we didn't have a constructor for breakout before. And what happens when you don't have a constructor is it sort of uses the default super constructor when you create the object. So that was fine for us for now. But now we got to add a couple little things to it. And so what we want to do in our constructor is we want to populate this string array. So I'm going to say in the first spot, I'm going to put the name of my file. It is pongnoise.wave. Now, I've had some trouble finding good files, from time to time. But what I did this time is I just did, what did I do? I just did like Pong noise or something like that, Pong wave file, I think. Because it's not breakout, but I was just looking for that pingy kind of noise. And I think this is the first website I looked at. And there's a lot of kind of cool stuff, like you click on it. I don't think you'd be able to hear it, but anyways, kind of heard it. But anyways, yeah, I like these noises. There's a bunch of good noises in there, so that was kind of nice to see. And then what do I need to do? Then I need to create the SoundDriver object. Now, this object is actually an attribute or field, of our breakout game, right? So it takes a string array argument, right? And it takes I guess a GDB5 game or a canvas game or something like that. But GDB5 extends canvas, I believe. So let's go back and double check. Yeah, sure enough. So GDB5 extends canvas. So it is a canvas object. Much like our brick extends rectangle and is a rectangle object, GDB5 is a canvas object, right? So we have to put a canvas object into this argument also. And that canvas object is actually going to be this, right? Breakout is extending GDB5, which is extending canvas. So it's like, it's kind of like you have a quadrilateral and you have a parallelogram extending the quadrilateral, and then you have a rectangle extending the parallelogram, right? Like the rectangle is still a quadrilateral, right? So we've got this game created, and we're kind of ready to go. Now, if you want to explore SoundDriver and the different methods, there's a bunch of different methods, but if you just want to play a sound, here, let me pause that. Okay, so I'm trying to get you to hear the sound, but like I'm gonna have to hear the sound, and if I hear it, then I know it's there, and hopefully you can hear it too. Oh, by the way, I put that Pong noise file which I downloaded. It was some weird formatted name, right? But I just changed it to Pong noise, so it's like a little easier to kind of understand. And I just drag that into my Breakout 5 package. So there's probably other ways to do it, but this just makes it nice and easy and visible to our classes. So I just dragged into the package I was working on. what else am I going to do? What else am I going to do? Let me just show you where I'm at right now. So in terms of where I'm at in the project, I was just kind of practicing the particle effect, or just trying I was trying to test out the particle effects. I essentially wrote a little bit of code, which would iterate through each brick, and then sort of activate that particle effect. So that's where we are right now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and this is the code I did for that, to just to test out the particle effect. This is me sort of testing out the particle effect. So what I want to now do is test out sound. And so what I'm going to do is when I make the particles, each time I make the particles, I'm going to play my sound. And so one way to do that is to tell the object, SoundDriver object, to play. That's a command, right? And the integer value says which location in the array you want it to play, right? So you can put multiple, multiple files in the file name string array, right? And then just reference them by location. So it's location 0 for us, and hopefully when I play this, I'm going to hear something here. Let's see. I hear it. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, but that works, and that is sound. That's getting sound to occur. So just to review, you kind of need to declare these objects here, and then you need to populate them in the constructor, okay? And then basically it's going to be somewhere in the update method or in a method which is called the update method. You're going to decide when you want to play the sounds, all right?